Why are you guys always catching me with bad hair? Like every other time, anywhere else I'm at, I have the hair, and they'd be like, "Oh, Cali Effect your hair." I'd be like, "Yeah, I know, it's just amazing hair." But this time, you guys just always catch me. Anyways, let's get down to a special event. Obviously, this is something that Winner messaged me. Hey, can you make a Mystic Piper deck, such and such and so and so? And I'm like, okay, I'll give it a try. And I really do like this deck. It's an extremely fun deck to play. Um, it has a lot of upside, a lot of a downside, and I almost fixed the issue where back then in Mystic Piper, you wouldn't be able to play offensively at any given time. Like, you can't choose when to activate or when to play offensively. And this build, you're able to play offensively a lot more because this is a Blue Eyes Piper build, abusing the Maiden of Blue Eyes, the Chaos Monsters, and all that other stuff. This deck draws really well, so often not, I'm gonna have Black Luster Soldier, Chaos Sorcerer, some way to get Blue Eyes off to the field, and that's something you really can appreciate about this deck. He's just not really a good player though, so I'm going to capitalize on him being a bad player because he's going to go to Michael, target my Chariot Magician, and I'm like, okay, sure. And the later builds, after extensive playtesting, I do drop the White Stones of Legends, I do drop the Caiuses, I do drop a lot of cards just going through this deck. It actually took me, when did winter? It took me a couple days, actually, I know that, to make this deck to my liking. I'm still definitely still taking out and adding cards, still playtesting with the deck. I want this deck to be as best as possible. I don't feel that it's going to be a tier 1. I do not feel that this deck can be tier 1. It has too many problems with Fire Fist, spellbooks just mow over it, and Blusions, well, Blusions are Blusions, so let's not even talk about that. Another thing is that while this deck is pretty good at drawing, sometimes it shows a little bit of inconsistency when you open up 2 Blue Eyes, 3 Effect Vaders, and a Kinkabio, and you're just like, quit. There's nothing else you can do. It's nothing else you can do. This guy, I don't know what he was playing. It's like, it's a light ray light Soaring version. He just wants to summon all the big monsters. And he could have went for game, but I'm just going to capitalize on all of his mistakes, go into the Blue Eyes, and swing for game. Another game with this deck having the White Stones of Legends before I decided to drop him, because I realized that Blue Eyes in my hand isn't the best thing in the world, first. Secondly, when it gets in my hand, the only way to completely abuse that is to go into, or is to trade him, or do something wacky like that. And I'm like, not so great. The next and last thing is that, you know, it's a normal monster just sitting in your hand, not doing anything. So I'm like, how can I abuse Blue Eyes in my hand? And it's simple. 1-for-1, Phoenix Wing Blast, cards like that are better to have if you draw Blue Eyes. And then cards like White Stone of Legend, better left off for some other decks. Don't get me wrong, White Stone of Legend is a really good card. It's got +1, it's a level 1, it's extremely good, it's synergistic with Kinkabio, but it doesn't really fit the criteria. Another card I wanted to talk about is this one for Chan. Please disregard my Captain Falcon ringtone. Let me turn this off. And back to the game. Even though I did get the plus with the White Stones, there was not much I could have done. I had to Typhoon him, because if I didn't Typhoon him, I just could lose a card in my hand. You know, he's like, I ain't about that life. Chaos Sorcerer comes to get rid of Zingbanes. I'm also playing around, guys. Just keep that in mind. I'm just testing the deck out. I want to see how the deck can go in bad situations and good situations. I draw Kinkabio into my Mystic Piper play. The Mystic Piper is going to draw me more cards. Just going to head and pass my turn and discard the Caius because I do need a Dark and Graveyard to summon my BLS, which I noticed was a problem at the beginning, which was fixed since I dropped the Caiuses and added in Tour Guides. Very easy to summon, easier to flex, and they get you into a lot of other plays. This time I go into Arcanite Magician, one of my favorite cards, and the reason why I like this deck so much, mainly because Arcanite Magician, first of all, is a spellcaster, so it's a Wonder Wand target. It gets me to destroy 2 cards on the field before I synchro. So the game plan is Chaos Sorcerer remove a card, Arcanite destroy 2 more cards, Wonder Wand draw 2 more cards, and that's just amazing. or I can synchro with it after Arknight and just do some more wacky plays, which is something that I really like about this guy. This time he uses the Wonder Wand play against me, but I'm like, alright, it's basically game right here anyway, so it doesn't even matter. He quits out, obviously. Now to the better Mystic Piper builds. Where are they? They are right here, which would be Piper 2. And this game I'm playing against Shinras. I don't care what you guys say. Or, I'm sorry, I do care what you guys say. But from my point of view, is either this guy had a really, really bad build, or Shinras are just horrible. Because I played a couple of Shinra players back to back, and no matter what they tried, it fell to Piper. Now, I'm not saying Piper's a bad deck, but Piper isn't the best thing since sliced bread. And then, on top of that, I'm not even playing like I normally would play. I'm testing the limits of the decks under misplays, under using your power cards too soon. I am testing this deck. So in order for, oh yeah, and he's the player of the week because he just blind Space Typhoons my face down Typhoon, so I can Typhoon his Book of Moon. But I'm playing it under serious constraints of the deck to see how far the deck can be pushed before I get a win or some sort to manage. Like I said, this deck has a horrible time against tier 1 decks, and that's something that I've grown accustomed to and have learned. Got my charger for this one, guys. That's not happening. It's just so many plays that this deck can do, and so many things you can appreciate from this deck because of the way that it plays. It's so synergistic. Every card works with one another to make I don't even know, let's call it the circle of life, because it just works all together with each other. And this time I'm still playing with him, Phoenix chaining the wrong cards, not getting the big monsters, just la-di-da-di-da. I should have let TJ the Scrub play with this, because he would have had complete fun. He would like, I'm just going to do everything, and still would have won. That's how good this deck is against decks like Sylvan. Now, hopefully I get to play against a good build, or somebody shows me a good Sylvan build, because I have not seen a good Sylvan build to date. Fortunate for him, I cannot finish him off this game, or this turn. He gets to destroy my Black Luster Soldier, so he gets 2 free turns to make up for his bad play. Doesn't happen. I get to go for game with the Blue-Eyed Maiden combo, because Maiden is just so good. But not before I Night Assailant his face-down monster to get it off the field. This deck is just so good at being at the right place at the right time. Kind of like how Archfiends are, being able to special summon those key components to the field at the right time. Now, this game I am essentially proud of, and I can say that this deck has potential. It has a lot of potential to be great. This is not only any Insector deck, this is the ARG Championship deck list. How do I know he's running Reckless Greed and Carcardines? I know the Championship deck list running Reckless Greed and Carcardines. And he gets into all of his Insector plays, and still fails to beat me miserably. Like, it didn't even feel like competition at the time. Keep in mind, I'm still exerting my resources. I am still showing him, I want to say subpar plays, just so I can see what needs to be worked on the deck, what needs to be done for the deck. And he's gonna get all of his pieces. He's gonna get his Dragonfly, and all of it's just gonna go bye-bye, because I'm not even gonna wait for him to do anything to me. I'm just gonna get rid of it all. Here's why I start to get a little wacky. I'm like, let me take your Insector Centipede, and had it not been for that Mirror Force, I think that would have been a key play for the victory. Because had I taken his Centipede, if you guys look at his hand, he doesn't really have much. The Skill Prisoner on itself, blah blah blah, all that other good stuff, and like, he didn't have much to work with. But he's gonna go into his rank 5 combos. He's just going off, like, and there's nothing I can do to stop him. It's really not much else. Shark Fortress gets to attack twice, and Battle Fader to the rescue. Now, the thing that I do like about this deck is that it has so much versatility with so many options. I bait out his Threatening Roar. I thought he had something of Bottomless or anything else. Some of my BLS and then attack and all that other stuff. But he's going to try to horn me. He's going to try all of his combos once more. And here's where timing comes to play. Now, had I not timed this right, he would have won. And that's not something I'm interested in, letting him just get a win. Another thing is that he equips his Centipede with so much attack, and I'm like, okay, you can't attack. I'm just gonna banish it after I banish the Hornet. Like I said, a lot of suspect plays sometimes by these players, but I feel comfortable with the Mystical Space Typhoon I drew. And if all else fails, I get the Typhoon is called a Hunted, which I don't think would have been a great idea because he would have had Dargon. Yeah, that wouldn't have been the most amazing idea. He's really trying to summon that Dargon, and I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna let you do that. But regardless, I do have the Phoenix Wing Blast to help me seal the game. Nothing else he could do. Ooh, got close. Got real close. Yeah, got extremely close. But hey, some things just save the day and some things just don't. This deck is really a really good sneak preview of something I will be playing in the later sagas. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching this. Thank you guys for watching another segment of the CaliEffect. Please like, comment, subscribe, and like I said, enjoy, because it will be coming on the next saga. Let me know what you guys think about this deck. What adjustments could be made, because I'm still playtesting. I've been playtesting this deck for about a couple of days, so I'm still working on it to make it a better deck. Any suggestions I'll definitely consider and probably try them out, but definitely let me know.